Ah, yes, academia, where plagiarism is bad unless you have tenure, a bow tie, and the audacity of a Bond villain. In academia, power hides in syllabi and silence. I was a second-year graduate student when Dr. Alan Kessler first said my name like it belonged to him. Not in an overtly creepy way, he was smarter than that. It was in how he quoted me in seminars without credit, how he called my research promising but not original, how he edited my thesis proposal into something that looked more like his own unfinished work. Dr. Kessler had tenure, published books, a prestigious chair position, and a reputation for mentoring brilliant minds, most of whom mysteriously dropped out before finishing their dissertations. But I stayed. I didn't confront him when he changed my independent study into directed research and added his name. I didn't push back when he demanded co-authorship on a paper that was entirely mine. I just documented everything. I kept logs, recorded meeting notes, saved every version of shared documents with metadata. I mirrored our project folder on a private, time-stamped server. I had emails, side comments, casual Slack messages that showed idea theft and manipulation. Then came the conference. The North American Sociological Review, an event Dr. Kessler adored. He always presented, always basked, in post-panel praise. That year, I submitted a paper under my own name, supervised by a different faculty member who had recently joined from another university. She liked my thesis draft, encouraged me to publish. The paper? Cultural Mirrorings in Post-Conflict Diasporas. The same title Dr. Kessler had suggested I changed my thesis to after he'd already drafted his keynote presentation using my notes. At the conference, I went first, smaller panel. The room was half full, but I made sure it was recorded, posted to the conference's site, time-stamped. Then came Kessler's keynote, standing room only. Lights dimmed. He opened with a slide, Mirrorings of Identity in Post-Conflict Diasporas. His content? My framework. My phrasing. Even my example from the 2007 Ghanaian refugee study. And then the slide. From my original thesis outline. Watermarked. Faintly. But there. A friend leaned over and whispered, "Wait. Didn't you show me that chart last year?" After the keynote, I didn't accuse. I didn't confront. I shared the link to my panel presentation with the conference board. Attached my time-stamped thesis submission. The outline dated 3 months before Kessler's keynote submission. The metadata. The Slack screenshots where he said, quote, "Your refugee angle could be an interesting footnote to my central theory." Within 48 hours, the conference issued a correction. By the end of the week, Kessler's keynote was pulled from their archive pending review. But it didn't stop there. The new faculty mentor? She filed a complaint with the university's Academic Integrity Board. Quietly, thoroughly. They opened a review. Kessler tried to spin it as a collaborative miscommunication. Claimed I had consented verbally to joint use. But I had the receipts, the timeline. The non-disclosure clause he tried to get me to sign, and I never returned. The university froze his chair title, revoked his keynote invitation for the next academic year. He retired 6 months early. The twist? My original paper won a graduate research award. The judge? An emeritus professor who once reviewed Kessler's second book and privately told my mentor he recognized 3 ideas in it as borrowed. Turns out, I wasn't the first. Just the first with backup. Okay, this man didn't just steal your work, he treated your thesis like an academic buffet. Oh, I will have a little of that framework, a side of refugee study, and ooh, can I get that chart to go? And can we talk about the nerve of watermarking not even stopping him? Sir, the watermark is literally your villain monologue in invisible ink. At that point, you're not just a thief, you're a lazy thief. The best part, though? You didn't go nuclear in the moment. No screaming match in the conference hallway, no dramatic scene with flying coffee cups. You played the long game. The PhD level petty. You let him walk right into a trap made of timestamps and metadata. And when it all came crashing down, 6 months later he's retiring early, which in academic terms means quietly packing his office into a cardboard box while pretending he's, quote, focusing on his next book. Sure, buddy. That book's probably a blank notebook you'll fill with other people's ideas. OP didn't just survive grad school. OP staged a perfectly legal academic assassination. Respect. I hope you printed the conference correction and framed it over your desk like a hunting trophy. This is why every grad student needs a paper trail. Academia protects predators until receipts hit the table. Tenure is great in theory, but in practice, it's a get-out-of-ethics-free card for people like Kessler. And that's how you defeat a serial academic idea thief, with patience, documentation, and the calm satisfaction of knowing you're the plot twist in his career obituary. Next time, I am bringing popcorn to the committee hearing.